I'm a field researcher. I'm a school developer. If you call me something like a change agent, maybe. I work mostly out in schools and preschools and other public institutions. I will, in 10 minutes, give you a short glimpse of what I've been doing for the last 20 years. It's a mission impossible, and I try to manage. If it works, it doesn't work, anyway. School cultures, that is my main topic. And school cultures means what you have in your head. Every actor in school, from the smallest children to the biggest deans and school managers. To understand school cultures, we need a model, and I use an ecological model because school is like an organism, always changes every day, you know. School development, yeah, that is prospering, making things go better. And I use a tool called the Scope for Action Strategy. It's a Swedish model, but originally come from the United States, as many other things, you know. And I have created an instrument for analysis, which I call a polyphonic instrument. This is because when I was a child, I had parents who were extremely fond of Bach and Handel and baroque music, and so am I. So this polyphonic instrument is a sort of creating an analogous instrument in the same way as Bach did. Well, sounds great. School cultures can be of two kinds, individual and collective. And if you are an individual, then you are acting primarily according to your own interests. Like we all do. We are here today, for example. If you are a collectivist, then you are a member of a group and you voluntarily give your contribution to the prospering of schools. School cultures is a very complex thing. It's not easy to explain because it changes all the time. And when you think that you know how the culture is, and it's started to change again and again and again and again. And to make it even more complex, most of the things that happen in a day, you can't explain them saying it's a cultural phenomenon because it's different other explanations of what happened. You know, a day in school is a day in school. It's a day in life, not like another day. In our heads we have a mental software, and this mental software is always changing too. We don't have the same software in the morning as we have in the evening. And culture is just another name of this mental software, as I see it. Culture is the software of school. It's not an organization of culture that you get from above. But this is what happens on the floor. This is a bottom-up perspective. Well, this model, this ecological model, I always use Ron and I think he's a genius. And what's the good with this model? Yeah, it's that what happened on in one system that is infecting the other ones, and all work together like the human body. It's a framework for understanding what happens. And it's also a way of explaining how things, on one level, will have an effect on individuals on the other level. School development, what is that? Yeah, that is the interaction between the school culture and its consequences. I mean, if you have an individualist culture, school development is another thing. And if you have a collective-oriented culture, it differs a lot. For real development, we must have increased focus on school cultural subjects, on these mental patterns You must see about the values and the motives of the people there. The first step can be to make a critical survey. I work a lot with letters. People write a letter to me about their daily work. When they do, I can get the 20 pages. They tell me everything about their marriage. They buy new cars. They go to Bulgaria on holiday. People like to speak to me about their daily work because everything is important. If I divorce, I will not be the same the day after when I go to work. It's very interesting. Well, school development is not simple. There are always challenges. And the challenges is the eternal struggle between yin and yang, between the collective and individual. And we also have the complex nature of schooling itself. You can say that the main question is how to reconcile, how to balance between these two sides, the nomothetic and the ideographic. And the nomothetic is the given by the law, and the ideographic is the personal individual. Hodgkinson, also one of my mentors, is a Canadian professor of organizational philosophy. And he said that these complex processes might always conflict and interact. So school development is, you can say it's impossible. How can you develop? But you need these conflicts because they make a dynamic change. If there are consensus, nothing will happen. Everybody is satisfied. And that is not possible. What is scope for action then? It's a theory, it's a strategy, it's a model. And it says that you must see these school activities. You cannot look at just one small piece. You must look at every level. Like I showed you with the Bronco ecological model. And activities within the individual school goes on in the rift between different levels. I showed you. And we must reflect on school both as organizations and institutions. I was in Turkey a couple of years ago in a conference like this. I got extremely heavily critical from some people saying, how can you speak of schools as institutions and organizations? They are organizations. They are not institutions. But of course they are both. School is a state or a public institution, and it is an organization, private or not private. How? Scope for action is a very simple strategy. On one hand, we have the institution, on the other, we have the organization. And there between, you have the scope for action. Here is the daily work. And there are clashes, like the weather, when these two meet. Thunderstorms. Polyphonic Reanalysis. What is that? That is to look for the underlying patterns, the motives and the values of the actors. And I have tried to explain and designate what really happens, to investigate the presence of these individualists or collectivists in the cultures. But this was very simple. I mean, organization, institution, it's not so simple. In daily life, it's like this. On the micro level, it's everyday clashes of all kinds. This we have to solve. And to solve this, we have to understand them, localize them, identify them, and try to understand what happens. Maybe we should not solve everything. Maybe eternal peace is not our aim, but it's a dynamic interaction. Work. I made empirical testing. I work a lot with children. When I do this, children are analyzing their own methods together with me and their teachers. It's extremely interesting. The aim of this analysis of it was to see really what happens from school children's perspective. This was made in Sweden. We have a lot of immigrants, a lot of foreign people. I'm a bit like that myself. My wife is from Poland, my mother is from Finland. My father, my wife is from Russia. I work in Norway, I live in Sweden. I don't have to tell you more, but this is very interesting to see this mixture. Is there a culture? Are there many cultures? What do these children think? I will try to find a common denominators. And we found some. We found that pupils' culture is not similar to teaching culture. Teachers and students live in different worlds. Absolutely different worlds. Not to speak about politicians and school managers. That makes the world even more. The youngest pupils have focused on what happened this day here. Do I have a pen? Do I have a paper? Is my computer working right? From 6th grade, they begin to find out the system, to see that it's not only me and my teacher, it's something more. And in 8th grade, there are subcultures of small groups, everyone creating their own school system. And then we are back to this individual and collective culture. The subcultures are somewhat individual and somewhat multi-professional and somewhat collectivist oriented or oriented to hard rock or sport or whatever. To manage a school from a culturalist perspective that requires other instruments of analysis and another approach. You can't be a researcher, you come and say that now I will tell you everything I know and I will tell you about the work. I have another presentation on this conference tomorrow and I will work, I will tell you when it's not going well. I was doing a job in a preschool. It was not a catastrophe, but it was, you will see more. To understand the complexity, we must learn about values and motives for that. And we have 4 arenas, but they are actually the same. We have a formal and informal arena, formal leaders and informal leaders. We have the organizational and institutional approach, and we have a geographic and non-technical and individualistic economy. All the time there are 2 sides, like in the world, yin and yang, good and bad, everything. Good, bad and ugly, maybe you have seen the movies. This was a short glimpse. I made a rehearsal yesterday. It took me 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I don't know now, but I think it's quite similar. 20 years in 10 minutes.